here, I feel just like a polar bear.
A polar bear?
Yes, it's so cold. I feel just like a polar bear feels in the Arctic. Or a penguin. No wonder they're always waddling around. It's to stay warm up there.
I hate to break it to you, but polar bears aren't cold.
What are you talking about? They live so far north, they have to be cold all the time.
No, actually, they don't. Animals who live in the Arctic regions are accustomed to the cold, and their biology allows them to live there year-round.
How can that be? It's so cold up there.
Let me explain.
First, when we think about animals living in the cold, we think about polar bears and penguins. But we have to remember that polar bears live in the Arctic, near the North Pole, and penguins live in Antarctica, or at the South Pole. They don't actually live together.
Oh, really? I always thought they'd be great friends and hang out together.
Well, even if they did live in the same area, I don't know that they would want to hang out together. Polar bears are carnivores, meaning they eat meat, so penguins probably wouldn't want to hang around them.
Oh, yeah, that would be bad.
It sure would.
But then how do they stay warm?
Well, animals that live in colder regions have adapted. Their bodies have evolved over time to allow them to handle the extreme cold. Most have a thick layer of something called blubber, or fat, under their skin and fur that helps insulate them and keep them warm. Some animals, like polar bears, also have thick fur as well as blubber that helps keep them warm.
But penguins don't have fur.
You're right, they don't. But their black feathers do trap heat, and that helps to keep their temperatures high. They also stay very active, and that helps to keep you warm.
Wow, cool. I wish I had something like that to keep me warm.
That's why we have coats.
Yeah, but having some fur sure would come in handy. Wait, if polar bears eat meat, then what do they eat? There aren't other animals who live up north, are there?
Actually, there are numerous animals that live up north. Some migrate during the warmer months, but some stay all year round. There are mammals like the Arctic fox and caribou. There are birds like Arctic terns and snowy owls. And there are sea creatures like seals and narwhals. Polar bears mostly eat seals when they come up on shore.
Sweet! I didn't even know there were other animals that lived in cold places.
There sure are. I bet if you think really hard, you can think of another animal that lives up north. I'll give you a hint. Ho, ho, ho.
Santa's an animal?
No, silly, reindeer. Reindeer also live up north. If it will help, I have a song we can sing that'll help us remember the animals who live in the Arctic. It's called Over in the Arctic Where the Cold Winds Blow by Mary Ann Burks. It's to the tune of Over in the Meadow. Let's sing it together.
Over in the Arctic where the cold waters run lived a mother polar bear and her little cub one. Roll, said the mother, I roll, said the one. So they rolled on the ice where the cold waters run. Over in the Arctic, hopping like a kangaroo, lived a mother Arctic hare and her leverets too. Thump, said the mother, we thump, said the two. So they thumped on the tundra, hopping like a kangaroo. Over in the Arctic, paddling in the icy sea, lived an old mother walrus and her little calves three. Kick, said the mother, we kick, said the three. So they kicked with their flippers, paddling in the icy sea. Over in the Arctic, curled up on a frosty floor, lived a mother Arctic fox and her little kids four. Hide, said the mother, we hide, said the four. So they hid and they waited, curled up on a frosty floor. Over in the Arctic where they dip and they dive, lived a white mother whale and her little calves five. Click, said the mother, we click, said the five. So they clicked and they whistled, where they dip and they dive. Over in the Arctic where the cold waters mix, lived a furry mother seal and her little pups 6. Breathe, said the mother, we breathe, said the 6. So they came up for air where the cold waters mix. Over in the Arctic, gliding up toward heaven, lived a mother snowy owl and her little owlet 7. Swoop, said the mother, we swoop, said the 7. So they swooped as they flew, gliding up toward heaven. Over in the Arctic, where some creatures migrate, lived a mother snow goose and her little goslings 8. Honk, said the mother, we honk, said the 8. So they honked and flew south, where some creatures migrate. Over in the Arctic, where the sun didn't shine, lived a mother wolverine and her little kits 9. Growl, said the mother, we growl, said the 9. So they growled and they grumbled where the sun didn't shine. Over in the Arctic, in a deep dark den, lived an old father wolf and his little pups 10. Howl, said the father, we howl, said the 10. So they howled in a pack from their deep dark den. Over in the Arctic, where the cold winds blow, Arctic animals are living in the water and the snow. Name us, say the animals from 10 to 1, then go back and start over, 'cause this rhyme isn't done.
There are lots of animals in the Arctic.
There really are. And of course, a lot of animals migrate north during the warmer months, so the list grows even more.
I think I might like to visit the Arctic sometime.
If you do, you should definitely go prepared to be cold, but you might want to hurry.
Why is that?
Because the Arctic is melting. As the Earth grows warmer, the polar regions are starting to thaw out. If we don't do something soon to cool down the Earth, animals like polar bears that call the Arctic home will lose their home.
That's terrible. What can we do?
It's simple. Learn how to reduce your carbon footprint and do everything you can to help.
I'll do that.
I know you will.
Thanks for telling me all this. I can't wait to learn more.
Sure thing. Hey, before you go, I have an experiment we can do with fake snow.
Hello and welcome to my lab. So we are going to do an experiment today all about snow. So very first thing we need a pan to put our bowls on. Then we need 2 bowls. Any bowl will do. We're going to put them on top of our pan here. We're going to take a cup of baking soda, for each bowl. We're going to get water. Get 3 tablespoons of water for each of these bowls. Now, in one of these bowls, we're going to put just a teaspoon, of soap. That's a little bit more than a teaspoon because it spilled out. That's okay. Now, we're going to get our hands dirty. Mix it up really good. one's wet and mushy. Why do you think this one's more wet and mushy than the other one was? It's because of the soap, right? Okay. Now we're gonna create a little figure. Okay, so I was supposed to make a figure, but it didn't really work. That's okay. We're just gonna do the experiment without having a little figure in our snow. All right, so here's our fake snow. This is the one without the soap. So this is just baking soda and water. We're going to take our plain old white vinegar. I got about half a cup here. So what do you think is going to happen when I pour the vinegar over the baking soda? Notice I've only got the one bowl here. So let's see what happens. Oh, something's happening. There's our lovely reaction. All right, do you know why the vinegar reacted with the baking soda that way? What are your thoughts on that? So that's our without soap. Now we're going to do the one with soap. So what do you think is going to be different this time with the soap? How do you think it's going to react? I don't know. Let's see. I was kind of able to make a little figure in this one. Oh, wow. Definitely a difference in this one. Do you know why? What was different about this one than the other one? So this is our other one. And this is the one with soap. Try playing around with that at home with your parents' permission and see what kind of a reaction you can get from it. See, are there any other liquids that you could pour over to see what's going to happen? Could you pour water over it or soda or something? So give it a try. Again, always with your parents' permission, and let us know how you did.
Well, that's it for me. We have tons of books at our libraries all about polar animals, so be sure and stop by and check one out. And don't forget to turn in your reading logs. Bye!